Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm ALTCOINS, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that the altcoins are starting to waking up. Let's check some of the altcoins, some of the charts, what are the supports and resistance, what we are watching right now. I think this is right now very, very important. Then we can talk about the ETFs inflows because they are also major for a while. Then also let's talk about the fact that banks, just like Citibank, going to offer direct Bitcoin investment, not just Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies as well, from their clients' bank account and directly. Then we have SEC Chair Atkins, who actually spoke at the Crypto Roundtable on Friday. And what else? Michael Saylor, he's keep buying Bitcoin and new Bitcoin purchases is coming up, obviously. Then we have another Satoshi Nakamoto statue. This time it appeared in Japan. So guys, all this in today's video. And don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, very simple, just subscribe to this YouTube channel and also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And now let's do it. All right, and now let's look at the numbers. Well, Bitcoin is basically up 1.5% in the last 24 hours, above 95,000 right now with $260. Ethereum above 1,800 US dollar, slightly little bit up, 0.3%. When we're looking at the top gainers, we have Deep up 40% in the last 24 hours, Monero 22, and Pingu, it's up about 20%. Losers, well, Fed down 5%, Form 4% about, NP 3%, but basically all together we're having a great day. And now let's move to the chart and see how the whole altcoin market is doing, because it starts to waking up kind of. So first of all, let's have a look at Bitcoin. And we can see that Bitcoin broke this trend line, which we can draw here since the 22nd of January. Actually, when we're looking at the weekly, and that's also very, very important, then we have now a nice weekly candle. And, you know, we closed above here. And we now continue. So this is actually pretty good. The lines are drawn, the red ones here, to the daily. But anyway, it's very nice that Bitcoin is holding itself pretty well. And now it's still above 95,000 US dollar at the moment. What we can also see that in the last couple of days, weeks, put it this way, Bitcoin dominance was about to increasing, and now it's a kind of sideways, a little bit dropping. And why? Because you know, we can see that altcoins also started to come up. This chart shows the market cap of altcoins. This one is not including Ethereum and obviously not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not an altcoin. And you can see that we had, again, since January, this downtrend, which was broken kind of here on the 21st, 22nd of April. And since that, we are going up. We had, again, here another resistance, but now today we broke above it. So we're going to see how this is going to play out. But actually, now we can feel the altcoins, and not just the big ones. The smaller one, so this one is out of the top 10. And this trend line, we could also draw here since actually beginning of December, so much, much longer. And now it was the first time a couple of days ago when we broke above it and actually closed above it. We still have to break, I think, this resistance to see clearly that we're moving higher. But obviously, first the Bitcoin, then usually the bigger ones, and then smaller altcoins coming up. When we're looking at here, you know, the 10-year yield on government bonds in the US, it's also, you know, a little bit started to go down. This is a good sign, but yeah, actually still waiting for further drop. When we're looking at Ethereum also started a little bit come up. When we're looking at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, then we see sideways movements, so it's still not stronger than Bitcoin. Solana, for example, also we had here this very nice, downtrend. Very nice, very clear. Put it this way, rather like that, which we broke here, before mid of April. Since that, we also started to go up. And there are some other altcoins as well, which going up. I have lots here on the list, but looking at Sui also, they're doing very, very well. When we go here, look, it's not even far from its all-time high. Oops. So look, 41% away from its all-time high. So Sui performing extremely well recently in the last couple of days, simply. So it shows clearly that the altcoins also started to move. We haven't seen this kind of comeback for months now, right? Sui is also going down since mid of January. So here started to go sideways beginning of January, and then the downtrend started, which is on now for almost 4 months. And now we see some turns. And when we're looking at here the bubbles, it also clearly shows that in the weekly, look, there's some virtual or even Pingu, what gains they have just made. But some others, Trump, Bong, Sui, you name them basically, but they're doing very, very well. And also, when we're looking at the inflows into Bitcoin spot ETFs, look, on the 25th, we had 380 million, before that 442, before that 917, before that 936 million. So a lot of inflows recently. It kind of, the market started to wake up, even that we're not talking about rate cuts in May, because when we look, let me real quick find that for you. FOMC meeting prediction, and here, 1 sec, SEC sec. Right, as you can see it here, for the chance for the May rate cut, it's very, very slim, 7%. So the majority is saying there are no rate cuts. However, when we're looking at June, well, the majority is saying that in June there will be. So how it's going to play out, we're going to see it. But even that this one is looks like it's a bit far away in a way that's not going to happen next week. Still, the market is now optimistic, and basically because this kind of war, war between China, US, when it comes to tariffs, it's kind of cooling. It looks like they looking really for a solution, an agreement, and things are getting settled, and when the market just feels it a little bit, then because it's so hungry to come back, it's reacting. And this is what we can see now. But still, you have to be aware of it, that a lot of things can change. We would like to see this go above 100 and then breaking new all-time highs to be more confident, to see that, we are back. But this, what we see here, we haven't seen here for a month. And this is definitely, or could be, a positive sign, put it this way. I think it's important. Right. Okay, now let's talk about a couple of other things. We have, for example, supermarket chain in Switzerland, and you can actually pay now directly with your Bitcoin over there. I think it's very, very important how crypto could be more mainstream, how, everyday people can use their crypto in their everyday life. And now we have the major supermarket chain Spar launching Bitcoin payment across Switzerland. And they have originally tried it at 2 locations, and because the test was successful, they said, okay, let's go for it. And if you remember, around Lugano, for example, in that city in Switzerland, it's very common to pay with your Bitcoin. But now this one is actually all the Spars around Switzerland. And these are the tiny little things which can bring crypto mainstream adoption closer, because when everybody going to see that, well, there's the Bitcoin sign, you can pay with your Bitcoin. Okay, shall I hold my money in Bitcoin? Shall I buy Bitcoin? Now Bitcoin went up. Shall I buy something with it? One way is to hodl, and some people say, okay, let's use it, let's live. And it's even easier now with these kind of possibilities. So I think this bonus. I personally wouldn't spend my Bitcoin on things in Spar, but this is just me. But when we're looking at the mainstream adoption from that angle, I think this could be a plus for sure. Okay, and when we're talking about mainstream adoption, we have banks now probably in the future, and they can simply, let their customers invest directly from their bank account. Right, here we have, one of the largest banks in the US, Citibank, and they will soon allow their customers to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies directly from their bank account. And this is also major. Just think about it. There is the boomer generation. Some of them, they don't really like to touch this, crypto currency exchanges. They confused how the DEXs are working. They have used their banks in their whole life. And if the bank does it, there is some, trust from their side towards the bank. And this can bring even more people into crypto, because if the bank's going to offer this kind of possibility, then somebody will say, okay, in the news I heard that, Bitcoin is going up. Now US has a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Our president, Donald Trump, is supporting it. So yeah, why not? I would like to have it. I don't like it in the traditional way, how to get on exchanges and so on and so forth. But to the bank, yeah, sure, why not? So this could be also, I think, an interesting thing that we're going towards this direction. And just real quick, talk about SEC's new chair, who had his first bigger speech or public appearance since he's the head of the SEC on Friday. So the new chair, Atkins, was talking at the Roundtable on Friday. So SEC's Crypto Talk Force hosted its first major roundtable under Chair Paul Atkins on Friday in DC, and the industry experts convened to discuss the issue of custody for digital assets as the SEC and the Trump administration take a friendlier approach to the crypto industry. As you know now, the market itself seems to indicate that the current framework badly needs attention. This is what Atkins said. So, and now probably regulations, stablecoin regulations, all these kind of things are coming up. Now we have a new chair who is actually for crypto. At least this is what they're saying so far. So yeah, you can actually find his speech. I also shared it on X when you go on blockchainbloom and follow me there. Right. Who else is buying Bitcoin? Of course, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Well, Michael Saylor hints at the Bitcoin purchase as whales stack aggressively. So we can see blockchain data that whales stacking Bitcoin like crazy right now. And looking at the orange dots, this is where MicroStrategy, or now Strategy, were stacking Bitcoin. And now Michael Saylor announced they're going to even buy more. They are continuously buying. And now we have the new company, 21 Capital, which is made up by a couple of companies, big guys, just like Tether and some others. I talked about the previous video about it. So they also going to accumulate Bitcoin and come up with Bitcoin products. So this could be a common thing for companies in the future to have some Bitcoin or even more Bitcoin on your balance sheet. Right. Okie dokie. All right. Oh, and just a fun fact at the end. We have another Satoshi statue. This time, if it's true, then it appeared in Japan, Tokyo. The very, very first one was, or is, but it was also in Hungary, in Budapest. And then we had one in Switzerland. Then that's actually how the Switzerland one looked like. Then we had one in El Salvador, and now probably the fourth one now is in Japan. So probably sooner or later, major city is going to have Satoshi statues. So that's also very, very interesting. Right, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, just very simple, subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.